It's vinyasa time.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Jenn Witaconis. I'm a yoga instructor in the Tampa Bay area. And today we're going to do an all levels vinyasa flow. So we're going to start out at the front of the mat. You can take your feet hip distance apart. Check in that your big toes are drawing a straight line to the front of the mat. You don't want them angled out at this point. Okay, and so now we're going to feel the earth beneath us as we draw the shoulders back. Press down into the 3 balance points of the feet by rocking into your foot pads, lifting your toes. Neutral chin, palms are slightly angled out. Now place the toes back down, pressing into the big toe mounds. You can feel your inner thighs begin to engage, squeezing the inner thighs as though you had a yoga block in between them. You're trying to keep it up. Keep your lower stomach tight. Breathe with the center of the upper stomach. This is your diaphragm muscle that you're breathing with. Inhale fully. Exhale, release it. Inhale fully. Exhale, release it all out. On inhale, reach the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Soft bend in the knee is just fine. Coming up, inhale, halfway lift, draw the shoulders back. You want a flat back here, lengthen in the spine. Your half lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank. And if you're in plank pose and you find this to be really difficult, you can always drop the knees down to hold plank. All right, so plank pose, strong shoulders stacked over wrists. Just come straight back into downward facing dog. Exhale back. Breathing in and out for a few breaths. Maybe pedaling out the feet if you need some movements to start to open up the backs of the legs. Take as much space as you need between your feet. Now settle the hips up and back and let the heels melt down towards the floor. On your exhale. On your inhale, you're going to gaze up between the hands. You take a step up into your half fold, your Ardha Uttanasana. So your half fold, your hands can be to your shins if you have flat back here, or if you have more length in the arms and the fingertips meet the floor, that's fine. But just checking that your spine is not rounded like this. So we want that drawing back of the shoulders, whether your hands are on your shins or floating. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, melt your hands into heart center in prayer. And so if your feet are together, big toes touching, heels slightly apart, that's fine if you feel good with your balance there. If not, once again, slide your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. This is also called Uttanasana. Sometimes I throw in a little bit of Sanskrit here. Again, a soft bend in the knee. This time, if you want, you can bend the knees more. A whole lot if you'd like to release the lower back. And I'm catching opposite elbows or opposite forearms, and a little bit of rocking is fine too. Don't overdo it. Just a few breaths to relax into your forward fold. Now releasing the bind and inhale, lifting up halfway. Again, one of those hand positions for your halfway lift, your Ardha Uttanasana, this is called in Sanskrit. Okay, exhale, folding down, hands down, stepping back into plank. Let's try a vinyasa. Chaturanga, so you're gonna shift the shoulders forward in front of the wrists. Halfway down, exhale, inhale. Upward facing dog, or your cobra pose if your thighs are on the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. So if you found that version of a vinyasa challenging at all, check back with my how-to vinyasa sequence and you'll see some great modifications. And so on your next inhale, let's flow forward into plank pose, a slight rounding of the spine as you come forward, then lengthening out, still protracting between the shoulder blades, pressing the hands deeply down into the earth. Strong plank pose, hold a few breaths. Core action here, we tighten the lower stomach. Inhale. And on your exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Now try lifting up onto your tiptoes. Come up high, inhale, and then exhale. Bend your knees. Sink your knees as far down towards the ground as you can. Hold a few breaths. Inhale, start to straighten the legs back. Exhale, downward facing dog. So this bottom of the pelvis, the sits bones. Point straight up. Take an inhale, step 1 foot at a time, up into your half fold, your Ardha Uttanasana. I'm just showing you different positions for the hands so that your spine can be long. Exhale, forward fold. And again, the feet can be hip distance to modify a bit. Inhale, reaching up. This is called Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, melting your hands into heart center in prayer. Feeling the breath flow over the fingertips. Take an inhale. Once again, extending. Exhale, folding down. Lower belly pulling in, hips shifting forward in line with the heels as you come down. Inhale, halfway lift. One of those hand positions. Exhale, hands down. You step back into your lunge here. So the right foot steps back, heel is up. Inhale. Arms reach up as you even out the hips. Square them off to the front of the mat. Good. On your exhale, your hands come down, just about to frame your left foot. Then leave your right hand to the earth and start to roll onto the outside of the right foot, lifting the left arm up. This is a supported side plank. You can hold here with that left foot in front, keeping the hips as stacked as possible in this position. Or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, you can begin to extend your left leg in front of you and bring it back, left foot over right foot. So this is a full side plank, also known as Vashisthasana in your Sanskrit. So holding here or in your modified, inhale. If you're in full, lift the left leg up, stamp the left foot down, or if you were here already, you're going to shift towards the front of the mat, lifting your right heel, coming back into your lunge, right heel lifted behind you. Come on up, inhale. Exhale, hands down, rock back onto the left heel and step the right foot forward alongside the left foot. Inhale, half lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse it, reach it up. Exhale, come on, straight down now. Let's just keep it going. Inhale, halfway lift, one of those hand positions to create a flat back in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, as the hands come down, you're leading with the right foot, so step the left foot back, heel up. Take an inhale. This is called Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Good, keeping the right knee stacked over the ankle in front there, and reaching up. Inhaling. On your exhale, as the hands sweep down to the floor, you're leaving the left hand down, switching on to the left side for your modified or supported side plank. So right foot in front, right arm reach up. Keep strong here through the bottom hip. Bottom hip is lifted. Core is engaged. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can extend the right leg and bring the right foot back into full side plank Vashisthasana. Keep the left shoulder stacked over the wrist when you're in side plank, either way. And you can look up or down if you want to challenge yourself even more. You can always try to look up at the fingertips overhead. If you're in full side plank, let's meet in supported. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, stamp the right foot down in front of you. Turn, shift into your lunge, lifting your left heel. Inhale, come through your high lunge. Once again. Exhale, sweep the hands down, rock back onto the right heel. Step the left foot alongside the right foot. Your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Again, a little bend in the knees when you come into forward fold is fine. Inhale, reverse it, reach it up, and let's exhale down. As you come down, inhale then, halfway lift, flat back. Fingertips can float or hands can be to the shins. I just like to repeat so that you're really getting this solidified in. And then stepping back into your plank pose. Let's add in a vinyasa again. This time I'll throw in modified vinyasa. So if you're feeling comfortable with full, just go ahead into it. If not, drop your knees down. Shift your shoulders in front of your wrists either way if you're coming into half or full plank. Chaturanga. Come down onto your belly if you're modifying. Lift your chest off the ground. Get your elbows in, engage your inner thighs, your cobra pose, or if you're an up dog, and then meet me back onto the hands and knees and in your downward facing dog. Exhale. Slide your big toes to the center of the mat. Take an inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep the right foot between the hands, or as close as you can get it. Then you're gonna step the left foot in enough to ground the left heel behind you. Whole left foot is down, and you can see at about a 45-degree angle. The left toes are pointing towards the front of the mat, the left front corner of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Breathing here with it. And your exhale, interlock your fingers. Let's get some stretching in for the shoulders and the wrists. When you interlock your fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Straighten your arms as much as you can. Inhale and exhale. Take a little side stretch. Dip over to the right, keeping the hips as in line as possible. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left. Right shoulder back and even with the left shoulder. Inhale, come on up. We're gonna shift into a warrior two, so my feet just shifted. I'm still leading with my right foot as I unbind, reach my arms out, but my left foot is now parallel to the back of the mat. So wide stance here for this. Breathe in your warrior two. If you feel tight in the shoulders, you can take the palms up. Inhale, and then place them back down. Exhale, sink into it, front knee over ankle alignment. This is also called Virabhadrasana B. If you like this, we have more routines just like this one. So I think you'll love our metabolic stretching program. Check it out, scroll down to the pinned comment below. So let's just move on with our flow. We're gonna go into a reverse warrior. So take the right palm up behind you, tuck the left arm behind the back, draw the left shoulder down and back, and then start to reach back towards the space behind you. Lengthen through the fingertips and sink into that front knee over ankle alignment. You want to avoid dumping into the lower back, so keep the lower stomach tight to support the lumbar curve. Inhale. Good. Come forward into your warrior two again. On your exhale, take your hands into prayer. And we're going to shift the feet so that they're angling, the toes are slightly angling out, and you're going to come into an active half squat. Sink down as much as you can, and you're lifting your right heel. This is going to turn on your inner thighs a whole lot. If you want to come down even lower, you can start to lift the left toes up. So this is a phase two. Good. On your exhale, press into the ball of the right foot. Turn the feet to parallel position, feet hip distance, and come into a chair pose. Utkatasana, this is called. Sinking down low and just checking in as you sink back into the three balance points of the feet that the knees aren't shifting over the tips of the toes as you reach up. A little bend in the elbows is fine if you're tight in the shoulders. On your exhale, melt your hands into heart center. You're going to take that step over to the right again, angling the toes outward and coming down, lifting the right heel into active half squat. Inhale, set the right foot down, shift it into leading. You're in your warrior two again, left foot parallel to the back of the mat. Exhale, straighten the front leg. So when you straighten, you don't want to lock out your front knee. You don't want to hyperextend. So checking that you can still engage the right quad, right? And a soft bend is really important here in that front knee. So reaching right forward here. Inhale, keeping the wings open. Exhale, coming down, squeeze the booty in. Booty remains tight and pulled in. Don't let it purse out, and start to work your way down. If you notice that you're locking out your knee, softly bend the knee. You can also take a block under your hand at this point, or if this feels good, just let your body drip down in this position, keeping your alignment. Back foot planted down fully into the earth. If you don't make it to the floor, don't worry about it. Just work where you are. Come on back up. Exhale, bend the right knee. You're going to pivot the back foot so that you're lifting your left heel and step back into your plank pose.
We'll take our chaturanga. I'm gonna do an 8 points touching chaturanga now. So we did these modifications, again, just referring back to my how-to video for vinyasas. And this is one of those modifications if you need it, or take traditional if you know your traditional from plank pose going down to full chaturanga. If you don't, shift the shoulders forward in front of the wrist and start to bend the elbows, chin and chest to floor. Inhale. Your cobra pose, or lifting from the tops of the feet, your upward facing dog. Either one is fine. And so coming back from there, your exhale into your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. This is also called in Sanskrit. You're getting a little Sanskrit lesson today too. And so we'll slide the big toes to the center of the mat, take an inhale and lift the left leg. Press the palms evenly down into the earth, sweep the left foot between the hands, exhale. All right, and you'll slide just a step in or so with the right foot, or until you can ground the whole right foot. You want to be able to press that right heel down into the earth. Then evenly lift the arms up. Shoulder points and hip points start to square off to the front of the mat. Left knee remains over ankle. Virabhadrasana A, warrior one. Little bend in the elbows is fine if you need it. Exhale, get in that stretching. So press the feet down, interlock the fingers. So reaching up through the pads of the hands, stretching out. Inhale, and on your exhale, you'll take that side stretch to the right, squaring off the hips still. As you reach up, inhale, and then come up to center. Exhale. To the left. Inhale, back up to center. Try to keep your bind and shift into your warrior two. You may need to heel toe your right foot back a little bit as you unbind and reach your arms to your sides. Right foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Warrior two, softening the shoulders and opening them a little bit if you need to by taking the palms up and then bringing them back down. A few breaths. Exhale, we're going to try our reverse warrior. So taking your left palm up as you tuck your right arm behind the back. Inhale, draw your right shoulder down and back, and deepen on your exhale as you reach your left arm back behind you, shifting the left knee forward. Still, it's going to pull you back a little bit. So you want to come forward in the lower body as you reach back and up with the upper body. Good, on your exhale, warrior two. Taking your hands into prayer. And your inhale, angling the toes slightly outward and starting to sink down into the left knee, lifting the left heel. Phase one of this, right foot stays down. Phase two, right heel is down, toes are up. To find a little bit more balance, and we have an active stretch. Now press into the ball of the left foot. Turn your feet to parallel. Okay, you're shifting them to parallel as you step feet hip distance. Bend the knees and sink back into the 3 balance points of the feet for your Utkatasana, your chair pose. Sinking down, you can even lift the toes lightly to feel those 3 balance points. Inhale. And on your exhale, bring your hands into heart center in prayer, and you're gonna do that wide step with the left foot over onto the ball of the foot, turning the right toes outward too as you sink down into the ball of the left foot. Bending the left knee. Inhale, exhale, press back up into your warrior two, leave your left knee bent, now shift it over your ankle, right foot parallel to back of mat. Arms reach out, inhale, and exhale. Remember, it's coming, this breath is coming from the diaphragm muscle, the center of the upper stomach. We're keeping some core engagement. Take an inhale, and you go ahead and straighten your front leg, leaving soft front knee still. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, keep the hips in line. Extend the left arm, exhale. Let the arms stay open as you drip down, or take that block and place it under your hand if you need it. Squeeze the booty in, glutes stay tight. Some give in the knee still as we need it. Press down into the back foot, take an inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend the left knee as you windmill the hands forward, lifting the right heel behind you, coming back into plank. And we'll do that traditional vinyasa again that we started with, but you can modify with one of the two that we already played with earlier. So shoulders shift forward, inhale, exhale, halfway down. Inhale over the toes, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. A few breaths, evening out the breath and slowing it down. It'll do this on its own, you'll notice, if you remain here focused. So take an inhale, you lift up onto the tippy toes, exhale, bend the knees deeply, sink them down towards the floor. Take an inhale, and exhale, start to melt the heels back behind you towards the floor as you lift the sits bones up and back. Good, take an inhale, come forward into plank pose. Exhale, drop the knees down. And you can either sit back onto your heels or you can come into your seated position, easy seat, crisscross applesauce. Thanks so much for joining me with this Vinyasa flow. I hope you can practice it often and get all the benefits from it. If you have any questions at all or just comments in general, scroll down to the comments section and leave me some words. I'd love to hear from you. And so also don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to scroll down to the pinned comment below. Our metabolic stretching program is there, and it's a great way to stretch and lose weight. Thanks so much.